Welcome to the American Quarter Horse Association Convention. We are excited to have you here for our annual convention. During convention, member-submitted rule changes will be reviewed, AQHA directors elected, new members inducted into the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame, and the AQHA Executive Committee will be elected. Needless to say, these next few days will be jam-packed with meetings, banquets, and a lot of fun. Before we hit the ground running, or should we say galloping, we'd like to take this time to quickly explain AQHA's rule change process. Each year, AQHA members submit rule change proposals by December 31st. In order to get an item on a committee's agenda, members fill out a form and submit it to AQHA by the deadline. Once a rule change is submitted, it is sent to the appropriate standing committee. Before meeting as a committee at convention, each committee member receives the member-submitted proposals so they are prepared to discuss and consider with their committee at convention. Members who submit rule change proposals and register for convention have the opportunity to address their proposal with the committee. However, if individuals cannot make it to convention, support materials can be submitted and will be taken into consideration during committee discussion. Committee meetings are open to registered convention attendees and are conducted in two sessions. A session in which non-committee members can join in the discussion of the committee, and a session in which the discussion is limited to committee members only. Signs will be located outside of each committee meeting informing attendees which session the committee is in. If the committee door has a sign that says Open Discussion, attendees are welcome to speak to the committee about an agenda item. If a committee door has a sign that says Committee Member Discussion, attendees are allowed to only observe the meeting unless called upon to speak. Occasionally, a meeting may move into a committee members only session per direction of the committee or chairperson. Only committee members will be allowed in the room at that time. After each AQHA committee meets and votes on which member-submitted proposals to advance or modify and advance, the chairman of the committee presents a report to the general membership at a meeting held on Monday of convention. The membership in attendance at the Monday meeting then votes on which committee recommendations to advance or modify and advance their recommendations to the board of directors. The directors are also elected at this meeting. The membership is responsible for voting on the slate of board of directors recommended by the Nominations and Credentials Committee. From there, the board of directors vote on whether to forward the membership's recommendations to the executive committee unless they're about bylaws or rules of registration. The board has the final say when it comes to the AQHA's bylaws and rules of registration. This year, both board meetings during convention are open for observation to all registered convention attendees. The board of directors' recommendations then go to the AQHA Executive Committee to consider during its April meeting. The Executive Committee can approve, modify, table, deny, or send a recommendation back for consideration at the next year's convention. There are various reasons for the Executive Committee's decisions: feasibility of implementing, programming conflicts, budget, and many other reasons are taken into consideration. After the Executive Committee meeting, the new rules and when they will become effective are announced on AQHA.com. The approved rules are also added to the following year's AQHA handbook. Now that we've reviewed the procedures, let's get down to business and have some fun. After all, this great horse brings us together. Let's use this time to enhance our association for years to come. If you have any questions, stop by the registration desk or visit with an AQHA staff member. We'd be more than happy to help.